Hey everybody, Jay Lexine here, day 11 of the impeachment trial for our Vice President Sara Duterte. Let's get into it. Okay, bago natin talakayin mga napag-usapan kanina sa husgado, intindihin muna natin, ano ba tong confidential fund? Ano ibig sabihin nito? So, confidential fund is basically the funding that the OVP will receive to be used for confidential civilian operation tulad ng surveillance, gathering of information, protecting sensitive government information or activities. This is different from the intelligence fund because intelligence is mainly for military use. So basically, when Sarah became vice president, she was given confidential fund by the administration for surveillance, protection of government information, support to support the operation of satellite offices of the office of the vice president. So meaning yung mga opisina ng vice presidente sa iba't ibang lugar ng Pilipinas magkakaroon din ng pondo para masuportahan yung operations nila, ma-secure or put into safety yung mga government information that are very sensitive. And then para mag-conduct din ng surveillance towards dun sa mga complaints that the office of the vice president received. So yun yung confidential fund. Tinawag siyang confidential fund kasi gagamitin siya para sa mga confidential operations ng vice president, meaning yung mga hindi pwedeng ilahad sa publiko na mga proyekto or gagawin ng office of the vice president kasi nga it's confidential. So kanina during the deliberation there were only a couple of things that were tackled in, when it comes to the confidential fund. One was the non-compliance of the documents that were submitted by the office of the vice president, and then yung pangalawa is the discrepancies in the dates. So according to the witness earlier, Mr. Roderick Wamil, COA ICFAO, the physical and the financial plan, I'm reading, the physical and the financial plan of the office of the vice president approved in December 2022 is not compliant with the 2016 joint circular detailing the guidelines on the use and reporting of the confidential fund. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin nito, yung sinumite ni Vice President na documents to the COA ICFAO for audit is not compliant or di sumusunod sa kung ano yung regulations nila when it comes to submitting the list of anong pinagkagastusan ng pera for confidential fund. So according to Mr. Wamil, it wasn't compliant because the document did not detail all of the steps or all of the things that they did or yung kung ano yung mga pinagkagastusan nila sa pera ng confidential fund, which was very important kasi when they tried to anong tawag nito, reconcile yung amount of money and the things that were done or accomplished, hindi nila ma-reconcile kasi nga kulang-kulang yung mga detalye na nakalagay dun sa documents that was provided by the office of the vice president. So ngayon, ang tawag doon, non-compliant siya. Ang nakasaad sa section 4.2, I'm gonna read it to you. All allocations of confidential funds and or intelligence funds shall be supported with a physical and financial plan indicating the proposed amount allocated for each program, activity, and project where disbursements pertaining to the confidential expenses and intelligence expenses shall be based. So, ibig sabihin nun na dapat lahat ng gagamitan ng pera ng confidential fund nakadetalye doon sa dokumento na isusumite nila sa COA para ma-reconcile nila kung tama ba yung amount ng perang ginastos nyo or inilabas nyo sa kung ano yung na-achieve nyo based dun sa binigay nyong information sa amin. Now, according to Mr. Wamil, yung detail ng binigay nila is kulang. Hindi naka-enumerate, basically his word, was hindi naka-enumerate ang yung mga pinagagawa nila with the money that was spent. So sabi ni Mr. Wamil, hindi naka-indicate doon yung mga specific confidential activity that they will base their disbursement to. So ano yun? Gusto namin malaman ano yung gagastusan nyo para malaman namin kung saan papunta yung pera. Yun basically yung point niya. And yun yung sinasabi ng prosecution na ito na yung paglulustay ni Sarah. Ito na yung breaking of the public's trust because we gave you this much money for the confidential fund. Now when it comes to the COA audit, you did not give us the complete detail of what were those confidential activities that you did and you spent the money for. So ano nangyari nung meron mga discrepancies or mga kulang sa detalye ng information na binigay ni OVP? Ang COA ngayon o yung joint circular ngayon issued a suspension muna, meaning hindi sila maglalabas ng pera until na mabigay yung complete na information na hinihingi nila from the Office of the Vice President. So ngayon, just because there were discrepancies on the dates of the documents and just because there wasn't any detailed enumeration of the confidential activities that were done by the Office of the Vice President, does that mean na we should worry now because it looks like Sarah is guilty? No, we shouldn't. Kasi ganito, you have to understand na before the proceedings started, nagkaroon pa ng interpellation. Ano tong interpellation? This is when the prosecution and the defense would have a meeting and they would decide which ones dun sa mga documents ang pwedeng gamitin for evidence against or for Vice President Sara Duterte. So, dun sa interpellation, nag-agree yung defense niya, sige, pwede nyo gamitin tong information from COA na kulang yung enumerated information of the confidential activities that were done using the money. Pwede nyo gamitin yan. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Kung nag-agree ang defense na pwedeng gamitin yun ng prosecution as evidence against Vice President Sara Duterte, that only means that the defense is willing and ready to defend Sarah in those cases. So that means hindi natin kailangan mag-worry that Sarah is truly guilty because of the lack of the information in the documents, because the defense did not do their cross-examination today. It's probably going to happen tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to see what truly is going to transpire or anong nasa likod nitong lahat. Bakit nag-agree ang defense na ilabas tong information na to from COA as evidence against Vice President Sara Duterte? There's only one reason. It's because they know that they can defend it when they do the cross-examination. So, that means we don't have to worry. May pag-asa pa na maaaring madepensahan ng defense si OVP sa mga from the prosecution with this information from COA at yung mga kakulangan nila sa pag-submit ng papers. Kanina naman, if you remember, yung prosecution complained to Chief Escudero kasi nga the defense during the interpellation rejected 845 pages of documents to be used for the proceedings this morning. According sa defense naman, they rejected it because those documents were filled with inconsistencies and information that could be misleading to the trial, and some of them too are insignificant na to the impeachment trial of the Vice President. So when we say na the defense allowed this information from COA to be used as evidence against Sarah this morning, that only means that they know how to defend it, and they will defend it when they do the cross-examination, I guess, tomorrow. So that's it for now. Tomorrow we're gonna see how they cross this with the defense, and hopefully we get more information, out of this confidential fund. All right. Let's keep an open mind. Please do not jump into conclusions yet. Don't jump into judgments yet unless you have solid proof of everything. Okay? That's how we're going to change this country, by having an open mind, being willing to listen, and being slow to speak. Okay? Kaya natin to, and let's be better Pinoys.